Hey, welcome back to another week with me, Katie Kasich, and Becca Jane. She seems to be my co-star in almost all of these, so it's all good. She will probably fill in the blanks of the things that I forget, so feel free to, listen to her wise wisdom. This week, with Christmas coming up, I figure that we could go over a few of our last-minute tips and tricks that we do to make it so that Christmas is as stressless and as fun and exciting for the kids and for us as possible.
Yes.
So, tip number one.
Number one.
We wrap the presents a week beforehand. I will usually write about a week beforehand, or if we're really stressed on time, we usually do it I think last year we did it Christmas Eve, or 2 days before Christmas or something like that. But it got done. That's all that matters.
Before Christmas.
That's right. We do like to do it, at least I like to do it at least a week beforehand, where we sit down and make a date night of it, where my husband and I just get to sit down and just wrap presents and drink hot chocolate and watch a movie, and we get to be together for a little bit, maybe discuss some things that we like about Christmas. No, usually it's just watch a movie and drink hot chocolate and wrap presents. And even the hot chocolate's optional. Because we're lazy.
We always drink hot chocolate on a night that's Christmas. We always drink hot chocolate.
We do drink hot chocolate during Christmas season, yes. Number two, we bake cookies about 5 days beforehand, maybe a little bit more depending on the year. Like this year, we're probably going to do it a little bit earlier, probably about 6 to 5 days beforehand. We'll probably do it Saturday or Sunday, so by the time this video comes out, we'll have made cookies. Yay! We make a whole day of it, because I like to make a lot of different kind of cookies. I like to make Danish wedding cookies and meringues, and we stick chocolates in our meringues, and we like to make, what else? We like to make the Kiss cookies. We like to make the Grinch cookies, which are the green cookies with powdered sugar on it and a heart in it. Yep. A heart candy in the middle.
Sprinkle heart. We're putting sprinkle hearts in. Now we're putting sprinkle hearts in them.
It was cute, and it was fun. And let's see, we make a couple other ones. I can't remember right now. I like to make a cheesecake too, but that's usually for Christmas Day.
Can we also make chocolate chips?
And apparently I'm making chocolate chip cookies this year, so I like to make snickerdoodles too, because they're super easy and quick, and it's just one of my favorite cookies.
They're even delicious. She makes the best.
Oh, stop. It's Betty Crocker's cookbooks for kids. So it's super easy. Anyways, number three. The weekend before Christmas, so we're not overwhelmed, we like to go through and make sure all of our last-minute shopping has been done, because especially in the last few years, we felt we've just been kind of scatterbrained whenever it comes to certain items that Santa helps with, and so we like to go through and make sure we have all of our last minute stuff. We'll make sure that everything, so when we wrap the presents, we usually go through and make sure that we have everything we need for all the rest of the stuff that goes along with Christmas morning. The elves come in and use the streamers that we have and make a streamer
trap that goes right down.
A streamer trap that goes down this big X pattern that makes it so the kids can't sneak out. So they can't go underneath it, and they can't go over the top of it, obviously, because it goes all the way up. And if they go through it, it takes it off the wall, and they can't tape it back because they don't know how it goes. And so we know, so that way it keeps them upstairs and honest before everyone's waiting or able to come downstairs. Number four. We create a game plan for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So we do certain things, we have a treasure hunt that we do, where we find our Christmas pajamas and DVD and popcorn.
And presents. No, just kidding.
No, it's the pajamas, yeah.
And one of the presents.
Yeah, that we do on Christmas Eve. And so we kind of have to plan out when we're going to do that, before dinner, so that way we have enough time to cook dinner, because we make individual pizzas for everybody on Christmas Eve. And then we just make a big pizza, depending on how lazy we are, to be honest. And then, so we do a treasure hunt and find all of that stuff, the pajamas and popcorn and stuff. And then we have to make sure we have enough time to make the pizzas and watch the movie and still get in bed on time so that Santa can come. We're also going to try something different this year. My oldest, Austin, he wants to make Danishes with me. He wants to make Danishes with me. So we're going to make Danishes the night before, so that way we have them for the morning of, for breakfast.
And we can use, I hope they taste delicious.
I hope they do too. We're going to choose what flavors we want to. So we'll do like all of that. Part of our shopping for last minute stuff, but we'll also make a game plan for like when we're going to do all this stuff, like when we're going to bake, when we're going to set up for the treasure hunt, when the elves are going to set up for the treasure hunt, when we go through and, you know, do the treasure hunt and all that jazz. And then Christmas Day is usually pretty chillax for us, but we want to at least make sure that we have it all organized. So we'll just set out like a general game plan of like what we want to do for the day, like wake up, eat our Danishes, read the story of Christ from the Bible, and like open our presents, or, you know, if we want to wait until after the presents are opened and we cleaned up a little bit to read the story of Jesus and all that stuff. So we have all of that figured out the night before, or at least a few days before, so that way we're not like scrambling when it comes time to do it all. And then all my baking, because I split off with my parents on like when we bake for Christmas and who has what holiday. One of us gets Thanksgiving and one of us gets Christmas for like baking and stuff and like getting the main parts of the meals done. And I like to bake a lot more than my mom and sister do, and so I tend to take on a lot more of that stuff. And when that happens, then I have to kind of plan out when I'm going to bake things, that way we can have people over, or so that way when people come over we're not like overly stressed and it's not like overwhelming for everybody involved.
And like in a rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
A rush and a hurry are technically the same thing.
It is very true. But yeah, those are like the 4 main things that we do to kind of make it so it's as stressless as possible. The 5th thing really is basically try to enjoy it. Like we try to make all these things something that we can actually enjoy together, and not something that we're all going to dread in the long run, because I have to, well, for myself and for my husband, I like to make things as stressless as possible, just so that way it's not something that we both dread in the long run. I like to focus more on the Savior and of giving to Christ than on giving to ourselves and stuff.
Yes.
What about you?
I think it's fun in Christmas.
You think it's fun in Christmas? Oh, good.
We get to open presents and relax. Watching the Christmas movie and hot chocolate.
It's nice. So yeah, that's our favorites, or those are our tips on how to make Christmas as stressless as possible. Our last minute tips and tricks that we do. So what do you do? What do you do to make your Christmas as stressless and as happy and fun as possible? And if you got anything from this video, like, subscribe, and share with your friends and family. And until then, say Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!